Hello friends. Today we'll talk about the legend of Brazilian football, Pele. Before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Let's get into our video. Did Pele really score 1,000 goals? One of the biggest debates in football history. Did Pele really score 1,000 goals? And if today's football rules existed back then, what would that number be? Today we're investigating this legend, revealing the truth behind the numbers. Scene, November 19, 1969, American Stadium. Santos Vasco da Gama match. In the 80th minute, Pele's team wins a penalty. Pele takes the ball and sends it into the net. The stadium roars, fans flood onto the pitch. History is made, Pele's 1,000th goal. The world is talking about Pele. But wait a second, is this story really that simple? Pele's official website and many Brazilian sources say 1,283 goals. An amazing number. But football authorities say something else. According to FIFA, 757 official goals. The International Federation of Football History and Statistics gives the same number. So where's this 500 goal difference? The answer, unofficial matches. In Pele's era, Santos was constantly going on world tours. A match in New York, an exhibition match in Jamaica, a friendly match with a military team in Africa. According to claims, even some training matches were counted. In the 1960s, these matches were taken seriously, of course. Santos's world tours were huge organizations. Tens of thousands of fans and spectators would come to each match. But by today's standards, these don't count as official competitions. Let's give an example. Some of the goals Pele scored were in training matches against Santos's own youth team. Some were goals scored against amateur teams of military units. Is this really a fair count? Comparison with modern footballers. Now let's compare with Messi and Ronaldo. Messi has over 850 goals. Cristiano Ronaldo has passed the 900 mark. All of their goals are in official matches. And one more detail, these goals were scored in La Liga, the Premier League, the Champions League, every week against the world's best defenses. 2, sometimes even 3 matches per week were played. How many of Pele's goals were scored in such competition? Very few, right? What was football like in that era? Let's look at football in the 1950s, 60s. Back then, the football was harder and heavier. When it absorbed water in the rain, it was almost like a stone. The pitches were terrible, no grass, mud and stones everywhere. Cleats were primitive, protective equipment was almost non-existent. The rules of the game were also different. Defenders could ruthlessly bring down players. Because the yellow card came in 1970, there was no yellow card for most of Pele's career. Players were brought down until they got injured. But the quality of football was also different. There was no tactical analysis, no video review. Teams weren't organized like today. Even the Brazilian national team sometimes went to the World Cup with just 2 weeks of preparation. Offside rules and Pele. Now let's get to the most interesting question. What would have happened if modern offside rules existed back then? The offside rule in the 1960s was this. You needed to be between 2 players, usually the goalkeeper and a defensive player. But the application wasn't as strict as today. Linesmen were much more tolerant. And as you know, there was no system like VAR. Controversial positions were up to the referee's interpretation. More importantly, there was no such thing as an offside trap. Today's teams coordinate their defensive line and push it up, catching attacking players offside. In the 1960s, this tactic was almost non-existent. How did Pele play? He usually started far back, taking the ball and carrying it forward. High short passing ability, combinations, one-on-one dribbling, power and speed. Would modern offside rules have prevented some of his goals? Probably. But how many? Nobody can know for sure. Some analyses say 10 to 15% of Pele's goals would be ruled invalid under today's offside rules. But this is hypothetical. It's very difficult to analyze old footage. Pele's true greatness. Let's set aside the numbers and look at Pele's real impact. 17 years old in the 1958 World Cup. He scored a hat-trick against France in the semi-final, 2 goals against Sweden in the final. A young man shone on the world stage, under pressure. 1962 World Cup, even though he got injured, Pele's team won. In 1966, opponents played to injure him, Brazil was eliminated. But 1970, perhaps the best team in football history. Pele, Jairzinho, Tosto, G. Copyright Rasun. And Pele was the leader of them all. 3 World Cups. No player other than Pele has achieved this. Maradona won once, Messi won once. Ronaldo retired without winning the World Cup. Zidane once. Cruyff never won it. The Messi and Ronaldo era. Now let's come to today. Lionel Messi, perhaps the best player in football history. His left foot is magical, his dribbling is hypnotic, his playmaking ability is simply perfect. 672 goals at Barcelona, a record for a player at one club. Messi was at the top for more than 15 years, 40 to 50 goals every season, sometimes close to 70. In La Liga, in the Champions League, in the World Cup, the same performance everywhere. And finally, he won the World Cup in 2022. Cristiano Ronaldo, perhaps the most determined player in football history. A goal machine. He was a winger at Manchester United, became a striker at Real Madrid. He constantly improved himself and added his name to one of the most important names in football history. Ronaldo won 5 Champions League Cups, a record. 140 Champions League goals, a record. Still scoring goals at 39 years old. His professionalism is legendary. Diet, training, rest, everything optimized. Is fair comparison possible? Here's the harsh truth. Direct comparison is impossible. What would happen if you brought Pele to 2025? If he had modern fitness programs, nutrition science, tactical training, maybe he would be like Messi and Ronaldo. Maybe better, maybe worse. Unfortunately, we can't know. If you took Messi to the 1960s, how would he play with those heavy balls, on terrible pitches, against ruthless fouls? Maybe he would adapt, maybe he would get injured. Again, we can't know. Football has evolved. Football in the 1960s was more individual. A talented player could make a difference alone. Today's football is team play, system, tactics, organization, everything. Conclusion, legend or reality? Did Pele really score 1,000 goals? Technically, if we count unofficial matches, yes. But by modern standards, no. 757 official goals. Is this still an amazing achievement? Absolutely. Even 757 goals is a number many players couldn't even dream of. How would offside rules have affected his goals? They probably would have prevented some, but Pele's talent was such that the vast majority would still be valid. Who's the best player? That's the wrong question. The right question is, what criteria are you using? World Cup success, Pele wins. Club-level consistency, Messi and Ronaldo. Pure talent, debatable, all three are extraordinary. Career longevity, Ronaldo stands out. Playmaking, Messi is unmatched. Perhaps the best answer is this: we're grateful for all of them. Pele showed us what football could be. Messi reminded us that football is an art. Ronaldo showed us the limits of determination and perseverance. Each was the king of their own era. Just as lucky as we are in our generation to watch names like Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Benzema, the fans in Pele's era were just as lucky to watch names like Pele, Maradona, Cruyff, Rivaldo. What's your opinion? Do you count Pele's 1,000 goals? And who do you think is the best? Let's discuss in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. See you later.